Hi guys, Rich Pasini from rjpasini.com coming to you today to just talk a little about the big hype about the NES Classic Edition gaming console here. I just want to go over with the pretty brief. I just want to tell you some other things too, some other electronic things that sold. Not much. This is not going to be hopefully a long video. At least I'm not going to try to make it that way. But you know, on Twitter and eBay a while back, I've been hearing all about this NES Classic Edition, you know, new gaming console, how it's going to be so expensive, and you know, there's going to be a shortage of it. And I'm sure there are. You know, when the law of supply and demand is met, everything comes down, as we know. When the market's saturated with this stuff, that's when prices will come down. Excuse me. But I just want to say one thing. You know, I'm looking on eBay here, and you know, with this game here. And you know, they all go for various prices. I mean, I think people, you know, are really riding a wave on this one here, and you know, I could see why. You know, if they have an opportunity to get into the, you know, on the bandwagon here, so to speak, and you know, sell an item, you know, sell an item, you know, buy it cheap and sell it for a nice profit margin. Why not, right? Everybody's doing that. Apparently, I don't have one to sell. Back in the day, I could have probably got a lot of these here, not maybe this particular model, but I could have probably gotten these here for a lot cheaper what people are selling them for. Excuse me. I just didn't think on embarking at the time, because I could have bought them brand new as well. But I looked at the profit margins at the time, and I didn't think there was anything to write home about, so I kind of like let it slide. A lot of viewers out there who would probably say, well, other sellers at this, where I say, well, that was a mistake on your part. I would have definitely jumped at the opportunity. But you know, again, you know, you're tying up resources, and you know, you don't know how long you're going to sit on these things. I'm going to take you to, you know, an eBay website there and show you the people selling them. But you know, if you really want the one of these here, you don't have to pay the ridiculous prices. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. What I'm telling you now is what you could do anyway. I mean, you could do it without even me telling you, which I'm sure you would. I know I would anyway. But yeah, the big hype with this NES gaming system. Look, I like the games. I never had a Nintendo. I always had back then had the Atari game system. That was my thing back then. My daughters, when they were younger, we bought the Nintendo game system for them, and they liked it. They had all, you know, all your conventional games, Donkey Kong and Pac-Man and so on and so forth. And you know, it's a good gaming system, and you know, it's nice that they made a remake of it. You know, but you could still buy the old ones. You know, if you decide to, you know, choose so. But if you look over here, I'm going to go over here on the NES here now. I typed it in 3 different ways, folks. I typed it the Mini, NES, and NES. You know, 2 ways actually. Well, yeah. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here, all right. Now, if you look over here, this is I guess the UK here. That's what they all boil down to. That's where you got that. They sell ones. Now, this is not that. I think these are ones kind of like NES compatible. Okay. Here's one for 24 bucks. Here's one over here. It looks like again, looking at this site here, it's all the UK, and I'm sure you're going to pay royally for it. For example, if you wanted to buy this one here for $39, which, to be honest with you, I seen prices like that brand new going for these here at the time, but I never really, again, embarked on it. But if you were to click this on, you'll see what the shipping cost is going to be. And all right, well, this one here is showing you Royal Mail, so that's not too bad. Okay, looking at this here, that's not too bad considering. I mean, I thought this was going to be a lot more, but I guess because the box is so small, it's probably light, you know, it's plastic, no doubt. But I know in the past I've looked at stuff in the UK, and for things, well, maybe a little similar, unless they didn't check their, you know, check the shipping weight on it. I seen things like this here going for a lot more. But this is what they're saying, $9.99, you know. But that, again, it's still, if that's the price going on there, I know there's a conversion, money, you know, currency conversion there. It's still not a bad price. But you know, there's a lot of hype on. Again, a lot of this here that I'm showing you is UK stuff, as you can see here, just by looking at it. All right, you can see here. Here's a guy that's selling one here. Oh, this is an older one. Well, no, this is a new one, is it? See, now this here looks like this looks. Oh, I guess it's the same thing. He's got it for $135. He's got 6 souls. He's only got 1 left. Okay. Let's just see for curiosity if this is a new one or pre-owned. Oh, this is new. Okay. All right. apparently they still have the same type here. I'm used to the newer ones. This one here, I guess back in the day, well, you probably had it. You probably came across a lot of something like that, but that's not bad, I guess. You know, I wouldn't spend $135 for it, but I guess that's good for that particular one. Again, if you look a lot here, if you're dealing with the UK, but when you go over here, the mini NES games. Now we're in the US, of course. Here, here's one over here bundled. All right, $200 for watching. Only one left. Here's another one. Mini NES retro TV game console. Now, I don't know. Okay, so this is basically the same thing here. See, again, you could buy these things a lot cheaper. And you want to be honest with me, folks, just to share this with you, the price that you see here, I'm assuming this is brand new. Okay, let me just click it on here. Okay, this is new. All right. The price that you see here, I could have got this thing brand new at a retail store. Okay, so in order for me to make a profit off it, I would have to at least, you know, sell it for maybe 50 or something like that, you know, 50, 60, 55, 60 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Because for me to buy it, this is what I was talking about. I could have bought this back in the day, a couple months back, for $39. Okay, there's a local store around here that sells these here, and I could probably get it, like I said, you know, get it for that price. But you know, as they say, that's retail arbitrage, right? You're buying in a store and you hope to flip it for more money. But the point I'm trying to get across, folks, is you don't have to spend all this kind of money here. Here's another one over here. Let's see. All right, I'm going to close this one out, folks, because this one here is going to drive me crazy here. Let's see here. And he's selling the classic one. Well, that's the logo there. Okay, that's another logo. Okay, we don't want that one. One is enough. Yeah, here's over here. This is the other one. Look at the prices here. $275. All right, pre-order confirmed. Okay, $250. $269. $299. $299. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, and how many up there? All right, 587. And the SNES Classic. Okay. But look at the prices, though. You know, I mean, this is crazy. $325. All right. Now, I don't know if any of these. I'm going to click one on just for the hell of it. This one over here for $285. Let's see if there's anybody watching it. Okay. Oh, and it listed already. Okay, it ended. Okay. And that was a seller, but let's see. It sold. Okay. So there you go, folks. So if you can come across any of these here, I guess people willing to pay that price. All right. I was looking over here. Let's see this one here. Again, before I did that, I would go with this one here for 39 bucks. It's got free shipping too. Okay. Here's one here. 50 for $50. Buy it now. Fast and free. You know. 145. This is the thing, you know, folks. This is the funny thing about eBay. I can understand. All right, I understand they got different game panels, but I guess there is a difference in the models itself. But I mean, you go two down, and you can get basically the same thing. All right. I mean, I don't know what model this is. The P1. This is the Mini NS. 50 bucks versus 145. I mean, and there's people watching it. Now, I don't know if this guy's going to sell it. Here's a guy selling for 112. Buy it now. Let's see what it's all about. NES 500 games. Now, I don't know if that's preloaded. Okay. Let's see what he's got here. I would think they may be preloaded. Okay, class. Okay, here we go. So that's why sometimes you got to read the things here. 500 classic NES games. Those are the ones probably built into it. Okay, I thought the guy had literally 500 games. You know, I had the Atari back in the day, and when I sold mine, all right, I had, I think, when I sold my complete package with the joysticks, the paddles, I sold, I think I had 75 games, individual games, not plug-in. You know, they were all plug-ins, not like this. This is all integrated, it's all built in, you know. But, I mean, the prices are phenomenal here. I want to just see something here. This one for $325. Let me check this one out. Pre-order. Okay, it's ended. Let's see here. It's the original. And it's sold. Okay. So, you know, folks, if you can come across them, I don't know if it's this particular one, the Super Nintendo. Maybe that's why they're going for higher price. I don't know. I mean, if we type in on eBay Super Nintendo games, I'm sure you're going to probably come up with a couple that are a lot cheaper. You know, at least I would think. Apparently, here's a guy that's got a bid. This guy's got a bid. He's not a fixed. He's auctioned. Let's see. I mean, again, this ended. It seems like, you know, it's funny how a lot of these here I'm looking at, they're all sold, and they ended up. Let's see the original listing here. Oh. Okay. You know what? I guess if people really want it bad enough, they're gonna pay for it. All I'm saying, folks, is shop around. I wouldn't get too hefted, hepped up on this here. It's all up to you. It's what you're willing to pay. I mean, if you look over here, what people also interested in, they talk about this here, is 197, is 153, 185. I don't know. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't be too over, you know, anxious to get this thing here. Here's one for $99. So, all I'm saying is just do your shopping. Here's one over here, well over 2,000 games. Okay, he's got his for new modded. Okay, I don't know if that means the thing was upgraded or not. Let's see what this is all about for $449. He's got full watching. Okay, apparently he does have a buy now price. Okay, so he may be one to put on a watch list. I don't know if it's going to sell. If he's got watches, people may buy it. I can never understand why people will, you know, if you see something like this. If I had a guy like this on my watch list, let's say he was one of the only ones like out there, and I seen him, I put my watch list. There's no way I'm not going to do any more research. So they got a lot cheaper than this, but apparently you got watches here. But anyway, enough with that there. I just wanted to share a little information with you. Here's another thing if you can come across. Now this again, this is with the UK. This is the technology news I got this from. They say if you can get these old gadgets are fetching thousands of pounds, of course, UK. When you click it on, you click this on here, it brings you to an eBay page. And this is what it's going on US, 12,500 bucks for it. Okay, and he also has make an offer here. I guess he wants to unload it. I put this guy on my watch list to see if this is actually going to sell for this price. If he gets that, kudos to him. But you know, according to this here, it seems like he's you know, it's new from what I understand. Still packaged, you know, original packaging. Okay. Looks like it never was taken out, so I would assume this is brand spanking new. I mean, that's what he has it as. So a little dusty, but it's okay. Let's see here. Man, it's considered new, so it's new. So we will see how that goes. Like I said, I added him to my watch list. If anybody's got $12,500 in the US and you want to buy it, there you go. You can have yourself an iPod, brand new iPod. Okay. And then on YouTube, of course, I wanted to just see what's there. So I typed in NES selling on eBay, and you get all these guys here. NES game. Here's a guy 883 NES games selling for $15,000 on eBay. I didn't click it on to check it out, but if you look here, you'll see people on there talking about it and so on and so forth. You know, you might think like, well, why did this catch my eye? Because on Twitter, I was watching, you know, I have my Twitter account, business Twitter account. You know, there was some people talking about it, and I said to myself, you know, let me just look into it a little further here. You know, what's the big hype with this here? I mean, you know, so, you know, one thing led to the other. So then I figured out, let me go see, you know, what's going on in YouTube land. And you know, it says eBay seller Freddy versus, you know, and you can see a whole bunch of them going on here. I'm sure the list keeps going on here, you know, but there's all different ones here. You can see there's all different people selling these things and talking about it. And then I think I did it on Amazon as well. Amazon FBA, eBay flips and finds, whatever, so on and so forth. Then they also have over here, beware of Amazon NES classic scammers. I didn't look into that one there. You know, you might want to look at stuff like this here. Yeah, that's another thing too, folks. You got to be careful when it comes to buying these type of things, because you know, I heard crazy stories about not only this, but like people buying things and of things of this nature, and you might be getting something parts missing, or it might be they say it's new, and it could be new, and it could come in a new box like that there, but it might be an old system or something older, whatever. There's all strange things going on out there when it comes to selling and buying stuff on eBay. So you got to really be careful. I didn't look at the ones on YouTube at the scammers, but it's pretty interesting to check into it. But my suggestion, folks, if you are going to buy any of these games or anything off of eBay, my thing is do your research. Check it out first. If you're going to buy from a seller, my personal opinion, I talked about it, and it's not because I'm a top-rate seller, but whenever I make purchases from somebody, if I do, which is very rare, I usually buy the things I purchase from eBay is ink cartridge and toner cartridges. I'm more of a seller than a buyer, and my thing, this is my take going out to the buyers out there. Before you buy from any seller, and this is my personal preference, I always look for if they're top rated, and I'm not saying in a bad way to the sellers that are not, and I'm not making any derogatory statements to those who are or not. I'm just trying to say my own personal preference. When I make purchases off of eBay, I always look to see that if they're top rated, and again, it may be very detrimental to people, may make a big thing or not. I always look at their feedback scores. And a lot of people may say, well, you can't judge a seller by their feedback scores. No, yes and no. It's a little side to that there. If a person has, if it's a top-rated seller and they have a 99.95 or 99.9%, I just want to read. I'm most likely I'm going to buy from the person because they're top rated, and most likely they have to abide by eBay's rules to maintain that top rated seller status. My thing is, I just want to see what the buyer left, what was the negative, and then I would like to see what the seller's response was. Was the seller very professional? Did they use diplomacy when they were going back and forth with the buyer? What was the buyer's beef? Did the thing come poorly packaged? Was it item not described? And the thing is today, folks, when you're buying anything off of eBay or even Amazon, I can't stress this enough to read your descriptions, read them through, because in the past I had 3 returns, and they came back. They not lodged a complaint, but they returned them, and the reasons why they returned them is because they said item is not as described. Now I went into a debate with eBay with this here, and I told them that the items that were sold and were returned were as described. And after eBay did the research on them, they said, oh no, you're right, you did describe it, you did put that in your description. Okay, so on kind of the people not reading it, and I'm not saying it's in a bad way for buyers, but read the description pretty thoroughly. Now I'm not saying if you don't want to read, if you don't want to read well, you should first off, you should read the whole description and read the return policies. Okay, this is for the sellers. For buyers who are dealing with sellers, read their return policy. Buyers protection, that buyer protection program, and also seller protection program. So we're both safe. As a seller, I'm safe. As a buyer, you're safe. But always read read the fine print. When they say new, without tags or see other details, it could be something that could be brand new. I could be selling this mouse. So you're saying it's a brand new mouse, an HP mouse, but it has no packaging to it. You know what I'm saying? If people misunderstand that, and they say, well, it says new other, so I might be sending you to this here in a plain box, not an HP box, or whatever, or no instructions or whatever with it, and you're gonna say, wait, it's supposed to be new. Yeah, but it said new other details. See other details. Okay, it might have slight flaws on it. Again, no manuals. Whatever, you need a manual for a mouse, but I'm just saying no original packaging. So you really got to be thorough when you're reading. When you're buying. Protect yourself too. As a buyer, you got to protect yourself, and as sellers, we have to look out for our own interests too. But you know, I just wanted to go over that with you guys really quick. I don't want to make a big thing about this here. You know, there's a lot of hype about this NES gaming system. Just do your, you know, for all the people that are into getting these games for their kids and stuff like that. Some people may be buying these things ahead of time for the holidays. Believe it or not, I had an aunt, God rest her soul. She used to do her Christmas shopping in the summertime, like at the end of August. You know, she would be doing her Christmas shopping, getting all ready. So they say, "Wow, people go." Well, it's smart in a way because first of all, you're getting pretty decent deals in some cases. You don't have to work out. You don't have to worry about rushing around during the Christmas holidays. You know, last minute shopping because everything is done. You know, she used to buy the gifts for everybody in the family, put them up in the eaves. You know, the box all wrapped up. You know, I guess she did wrap them up at the time, and leave them up in the eaves in the attic. And then Christmas time comes around, bring them down, put them under the tree, and you're all set. You know, so it's not the craziest thing. People might say, "Wow, you go Christmas shopping and like this month. Next month is September, right?" So I mean, the way the weeks and months are flying by, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And you get pretty good deals sometimes during the summer too. And you know, it's a good way to go about it, I think. And I think that's probably why a lot of people are buying these things too. Although you would also think like near the holidays they might come down in prices. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, if my kids were little and I was gonna buy this for them, I would probably buy near the holidays. You know, hopefully the prices would come down if the retail stores didn't have them. It depends how desperate you are for this thing. But again, what you see here on the screen, I could have got that, and I'm not ashamed to tell you the price. It was going for $39. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it because, you know, I mean, what am I going to sell it for? You know, I mean, what am I actually going to get for this? You've seen there was somebody there where he's selling it for $39 and change. So, you know, unless they got the thing dirt cheap or they wanted a raffle or something, they got, I got it for nothing, I'm going to sell it, and, you know, I get the full profit on it, $39 I make over, you know. To me, it wasn't, I didn't pay at the time. I'm not worried about it. But, again, it is what it is. But listen, guys, I don't want to take your time up. I took probably enough of your time. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to go over this thing. Like I said, you're probably wondering why I'm making this video. It's because Twitter, I seen something on my Twitter feed, and they were talking about this here. And like I said again, I had to follow through with it. You know, one thing led to the other, and I just thought I'd share with you guys out there. But if you do look into buying any of these things, you know, do your research, take your time. Remember, if you're going to buy from a seller, buy from a reputable seller, top rated preferably. 100% would be good as well. And look at their seller, what do you call it, the return policies on here too. See what they're all about, and read the fine print. If it says new with other, you know, if you see the word new or see other details, whatever, you know how eBay has it set up, read what it's all about. It could be new, and you know, if you, let's say I'm using this as an example, let's say it's new with other, it might be unboxed. You might be getting something that has no paddles. You know, maybe it might have one paddle in it. You know, maybe one's damaged. You know, read it, really read the descriptions. That's all I'm saying. I had this happen 3 times to me, folks, and that's why I can't stress it enough. And matter of fact, I even did a video for the new followers, well, people that have previously followed me, but the new followers, I did a video on it there where buyers don't read the descriptions. And a while back, it was not long after that, I don't know if eBay Radio picked up on it or somebody else had the same issue. It just happened to be maybe about a week or 2 weeks after that, people were talking about that. Some people were calling and saying, you know, buyers ain't reading the descriptions, and they're sending the items back as not as described. And it was kind of, I thought it was kind of funny in a sense, because again, you don't know who's watching your videos, or maybe somebody passed my video on to them, to somebody over there. I don't know, but I do want to share this with you really quick. What I was telling you about the feedbacks, how I read the feedbacks, like, you know, I like to see if they're 100% or like if they got low, you know, feedback scores. Again, this is going forward. That first time when it came back to about the readers, you know, the buyers not reading descriptions, that was months ago. So now you go fast forward. Now we come to the present. I would say maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago on eBay Radio, because I listen to it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which today it goes on East Coast time here at 2 p.m. You can check it out too if you want. WS Radio. No, it's a voice marketing radio. Well, you just type in eBay Radio Live and you could hear it. the talk show host was saying the same thing, that she checks the buyer's feedback. She goes by the buyer's feedback, and I know a lot of people say that don't really bother me. If a guy's got a 75 or 80, you know, maybe to me it would. Okay, but it's just funny. Again, I don't know if people listen to my videos. I don't know if they're passing them on. You know, maybe the people that said it, or maybe somebody else had called in and said, well, they talked on a talk show. Not that I remember, but I remember hearing it from that talk show host, unless they sent them an email. Because you could send them emails too. You don't have to call in. You could send emails while the show was going live. Maybe somebody sent it about that there, about the feedback, and the talk show host was talking about it. So I'm not saying that's a big role player in deciding, you know, if you're going to make a purchase or not from a seller, but I would keep that in mind. You know, that's how I do my thing. But anyway, guys, listen. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon. I know I haven't made videos in a while. I've been kind of busy. I'm trying to get stuff out. I've been doing some new listings. If you guys get a chance and you know, you want to check out my listings on eBay, it's shop RJ Pasini for great deals, and you can see what I have to offer. And the other little segue I just want to lead into, relating to games, there is a place that I deal with around here that does sell used games, of course. Well, I'm sure you guys can get the used games too. But if there was anything you're interested in for, I think, the Xbox 360 and PS3, like games, I don't know the price ranges of them. I can't say. What I'd have to do is get a list, find out what they're actually charging, you know, what they're going to charge me. And, you know, if you guys give me like a list or whatever, or send it like in your comments if you want to put in the comment section. Yeah, I'm looking for an Xbox 360 game for, I don't know, NFL football or whatever, and you know, you put the information down. I could probably look around for you guys out there, and I can get in contact with you. You know, I could say, oh, okay, hey, you know, so and so, I got this game here. You know, I can message you and tell you, okay, if you're interested in it, I'll be uploading it to eBay, and then you can make the purchase that way. You know, you can do it that way there, and you know, that's one way of doing it. But if you guys are interested, it's basically the Xbox 360 and PS3 games. Well, I think it'll. No, I think it's pretty much PS3. Yeah, PS3 games. So those two particular games. But if there's anything, like I said, you know, there's particular things you like, well, you can't find on eBay, you know, drop me a comment. Say, hey, hey, Rich, you know, if you come across this here, I'll be interested in, you know, and let me know. And we could work it out that way, and I'll let you know if that is the case. That if you're interested, you know, I could try to scope around for it and get prices. And again, I don't know what the price points would be on them, because they charge all different prices, this place, and I can't say, you know. So I don't really like to give price points in when I'm doing stuff like that. But you know, keep that in mind, guys. I mean, it doesn't hurt to pass it on. If you don't, that's fine. If you like what I do with these videos, folks, you want to give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. If you want to subscribe, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. You know, I'm trying to do the best, you know, for you guys, trying to kick out some information. I don't always have the greatest stuff to give out there, but I do try to give, you know, keep up on these things. I probably will do a reseller news. This is kind of like just a throwing it out there type of news type of thing about the NES. But I do reseller news, which maybe come up later. I don't know. I got to see how the thing goes. I got to answer some emails and stuff like that. But I will definitely, you know, keep apprised of that stuff. But if you got any comments or anything, please let me know. And you guys, listen, you guys that are viewing this and hitting on this channel, I really appreciate you taking the time to stop and by and hearing me out. I love you guys. You know, please subscribe. I'd love to have you guys as subscribers. And if you like what I do, give me a thumbs up. You know, and I wish us all the best. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. And that's basically it. I just got to keep listing and keep selling out there, guys. Check out my website. No, my website. Well, you can check the website too if you like. It's rjpasini.com. But check out the eBay listings and see what I got to offer. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.